Hello everybody, good afternoon. Fanman Steve 1989 here once again. It is Saturday, June the 26th. No, I'm sorry, my bad. June the 25th. But anyhow, I'm pretty sure that you all remember this, but this is my Patton U21887 18-inch high velocity air circulator. And yes, I had made at least 2 or 3 videos of this, but I figured why not just do another one just for the fun of it. The fan was really dirty and I have already cleaned and oiled it, but I didn't think that I could have made a video on it, but I didn't think that I would have enough internal storage, but I'm going to get that taken care of in due time. But anyhow, this is the only Patton in my collection. I don't have many of these force circulators. I got this fan about 2 years ago. Technically, I got it in the Christmas of Technically, it was the Christmas of 2019, and I got it in, I think it was January of 2020 when it shipped here. We got it off of eBay. My sister-in-law got it for me as a Christmas present. The original motor to it went out, kind of came to an unfortunate accident. It's really not worth even going over. I still have the original motor. However, I was fortunate enough to get it replaced. Other than that, pretty much everything else to it is original except for the cord. I did put another cord on it. It's a 3-wire grounded plug, and it has the original ground to it. I figure that it's always a good idea to have these fans grounded, so that's what I did last night. This core came off of a 1994 liquid HV18 fan that I have on my shop. I have not made a video of that yet, but I do intend to get to that eventually. The fan looks in really good shape. I did clean it, and I'll wait for another 2 or 3 months before I can make a clean and service video on it. Here is the back of the fan. There is the carrying handle. There's no rust, or even so much as rust surfaces on the cage, which is good. And there is the motor. I just cleaned and serviced it. This is a motor off of a modern Patton fan. I did manage to get it cleaned up and lubricated best I could. Luckily, the fan was more dirty than even the motor itself. These are a little bit, they're not as, easy to clean or oil as the PSC or the Samsung motors. But it's really not that hard of a job if you know what you're doing. There is the capacitor. It's a 250 volt AC. Right there. I didn't cut the wires back on it. I really didn't see the need to. I basically just have twist ties holding everything together. That is the original switch knob. They even put a new core grip on it. Some could call it a core grip, or some could call it a grommet. There's the original switch plate tag. Okay. Something else I want to go over too, by the way. The feet there on the bottom, however, are not original. I did have to replace those too. This came off of another floor fan that I had that I sold about a couple of years ago. This came off of a Power Velocity. Wish I had the fan, but I sold it. I sold it a couple of years ago at a yard sale, mistakenly. Fan has a very good pitch to it. The blades are not warped, nothing's out of balance. There's a little smudge there on the badge. I'm not exactly sure what that came from, if something spilled on it or if it was a sticker. But it's really not an issue for me. There is some scrapes there, some chips there of paint. But I don't see that as being a problem either. Maybe, hopefully, one of these days in the future, I can restore this fan. Really don't see the need to do it right now. Go ahead and we're going to plug it in. I have fond memories of these fans. We had at least 3 or 4 of these growing up. The very first one that I remember was the model that had the carrying handle. It was on top of the cage, and the blade set was a darker shaded blue, and it had the I do believe it was the Samsung motor, and I don't know what the model of it was, but I do know that it was from the mid-'80s. And then we had the other one that I remember us having. It was the one that my grandfather had bought. It was sometime in the mid-'90s. It was the one very close to similar to the model, except it had the motor on it that I do believe was the I don't think it was the General Electric motor, but it was very similar to the one that was on this one before. But it had 3 of the holes in the middle, which were the vents in the motor. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, this could have been the same model from what I can remember. And I had a few others shortly after that. There was one that was the 1999 model with the McMillan motor. It was actually it was the 3rd one that we had in our household. These were right around that time when these Patton fans when they were starting to go downhill from there. Well, not so much as go downhill, but like the Lascos or the Galaxies, it's basically it was the last of the finest generation, and they started, everything started to sell to China. All of their stuff started to move over there, and they were using the so-called permanent lubricated motors. And it was right around 2005 or 2006, in my opinion, when all fans in general, from Lasco to Galaxy or Patton or Lakewood, started to go downhill from there. Even though I do know that it was in 2008 when Lakewood officially went out of business. But anyhow, I begged my mother. It was on my 9th or my 10th birthday to get a Patton fan. This was in 90. I do believe this was in 2000, because it was on my 10th birthday. But anyhow, I begged her for 4 months to get it, and $35 was a lot of money at that particular time. But we just ended up getting a Lasco 3733 instead. But that was a really cool fan, and that was actually the very first Lasco that I owned myself. I don't even remember what happened to that fan. It was when they first came out with the pedal blade set, and it still had the Marco motor, but they were really cool fans, and I really liked it. Actually, if I could come across one of those again one day, I might actually be getting one of those. And Jordan Yu actually has one on his video. and they just had the still had the startup sound to it, and it had the original. It had the bill shaped feet to it, and those were back when Lasco fans were still the best. But anyhow, enough chit chat. We're gonna go ahead and get down to business here. I've got the fan here facing towards this way because there's not stuff here on the wall that it's gonna knock down. So let's go ahead and let's fire this thing up. Let's go ahead and fire it up on the low speed first. Here we go. Really good on low. It's very quiet. Just love the sound of these Patton fans. Even though I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you, I think probably my favorite speed on these fans would be the medium or the high. But it's still very relaxing on the low speed, nonetheless. There's no vibration to it, no rattling. Okay, let's kick it up medium. Even moving around those posters on my wall and my calendar there in the back. Look at that blade pitch. Okay, let's go ahead and knock it over high. Wow, just look at that blade pitch. Tilt it up to see what happens. I've got it pointed up towards the ceiling, and I can literally feel that circulation blowing right up against me as it's pushing air up towards the ceiling, and it's basically, it works like a hassock fan. But these were given the name air circulator for a purpose. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Spin down on it is very good. Has very good bearings to the motor. That zoom spout did the trick. Okay. fan really doesn't have much of a startup sound, but I guess we can go ahead and capture one for the heck of it. What the world? Let's start off on low speed. Okay, and now for the medium. Okay, now for the high speed. Okay. Motor doesn't get excessively hot even after running at least even an hour or two. So that's a good sign. Good, healthy, strong motor on a good, reliable, powerful 1980s Patton fan. Well, there you go, everybody. There's a quick little video of my U21887 18-inch Patton air circulator. Post comments, like, subscribe. Hopefully, I may be able to do a cleaning service on this if I can get the internal storage on my phone. And hopefully, if everything works out, I may be getting more fans to put on the channel to where you're not having to see the same thing every time. Well, there you go, everybody. I'll give you a view there of all my vintage fans. There's some of my fans there in the closet. There's my Lasco 4733 and my 1995 there in the closet. And there's my other Wizard that I need to get a motor for. There's my little Dominion that's been sitting around for the last 3 years that I need to get a motor for. So, well, there you go, everybody. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Oh yeah, there's my my table fan, my bedside table fan too, by the way. My table fan there in the background. There you have it, everybody. That'll do it for now. Have a good day. More videos to come, and bye-bye.